I was never just technology. Most people think artificial intelligence is about chatbots, writing emails, generating images, answering questions, automating tasks, creating videos, replacing repetitive work. But AI was never simply a software breakthrough. It is something much bigger. A system for prediction, optimization, surveillance, automation, influence, decision-making, economic control. And once you understand what AI is actually doing, you begin realizing something unsettling. AI is not merely a tool. It is becoming infrastructure, the invisible operating system behind modern society. Because every day, billions of decisions are increasingly being delegated to machines. What content you see, what products you buy, what route you drive, what jobs you qualify for, what advertisements appear, what information reaches your eyes, and in many cases, you never even notice, because the most powerful systems are often invisible, and AI is rapidly becoming one of the most powerful systems ever created. The story of AI began long before ChatGPT. Most people think AI appeared recently, but the foundations were built decades ago. In 1956, a small group of scientists gathered at Dartmouth College. They believed something extraordinary. Human intelligence could eventually be replicated by machines. At the time, computers filled entire rooms. Their processing power was weaker than today's smartphones. But the vision was enormous. Create machines that could reason, learn, adapt, solve problems, understand language. It sounded impossible. Yet the idea survived. For decades, progress moved slowly. Funding disappeared. Expectations collapsed. Researchers repeatedly promised breakthroughs that never arrived. These periods became known as AI winters. Entire industries lost interest. Many believed artificial intelligence would remain science fiction forever. But beneath the surface, something important was happening. Computers kept improving. Data kept growing. Storage became cheaper. Internet adoption exploded. And eventually, all three forces collided. Data became the new oil. Most people assume AI runs on code. But code is only part of the equation. The real fuel is data. Every search, every click, every purchase, every location, every photo, every message, every interaction. Humanity began producing unprecedented amounts of information. And technology companies realized something valuable. Data reveals patterns. Patterns reveal behavior. Behavior becomes predictable. And prediction creates power. Suddenly, companies were collecting information at enormous scale. Because whoever possessed the most data could build the smartest systems. Search engines collected intent. Social media collected attention. E-commerce platforms collected purchasing behavior. Streaming services collected preferences. Maps collected movement. Smartphones collected everything. The internet was becoming a giant machine for producing training data. And most users had no idea what was being built. The internet was secretly training AI for years. People believed they were simply using digital products. But something else was happening. Every interaction became feedback. Every click became training. Every preference became information. Humans were unknowingly teaching machines. When you selected a search result, the system learned. When you liked a post, the system learned. When you watched a video until the end, the system learned. When you ignored something, the system learned. Billions of people became unpaid trainers for artificial intelligence, day after day, year after year, creating the largest behavioral dataset in human history. And eventually, the machines became surprisingly good at understanding us. The algorithm war changed everything. Then came a new battle. The battle for attention. Technology companies discovered something powerful. The longer users remained engaged, the more money they generated, which created a new objective: maximize attention at all costs. Artificial intelligence became the perfect weapon. Algorithms analyzed interests, emotions, habits, engagement patterns, viewing history, social relationships, then optimized content accordingly. Not for truth, not for happiness, not for well-being, for engagement. Because engagement produced revenue. The result was extraordinary. For the first time in history, machines could personalize reality. Every person saw a different internet, a different feed, a different recommendation system, a different version of the world, and the systems became increasingly effective. AI learned to predict human behavior. Prediction may be the most valuable capability in modern business, because if you can predict behavior, you can influence outcomes. Retailers predict purchases. Banks predict risk. Governments predict threats. Advertisers predict desires. Employers predict performance. Platforms predict attention. Entire industries became prediction engines. And AI dramatically improved accuracy. The goal was never simply automation. The goal was foresight. Knowing what someone is likely to do before they do it. Because prediction reduces uncertainty. And reducing uncertainty creates enormous economic value. This transformed AI from a research project into a trillion-dollar opportunity. The ChatGPT moment was only the beginning. Then everything accelerated. In late 2022, millions of people suddenly experienced AI directly. ChatGPT exploded across the internet. For the first time, ordinary people could interact with advanced AI through conversation. Students used it. Businesses used it. Writers used it. Programmers used it. Entire industries paid attention. The public saw a chatbot. Investors saw a platform shift. Because ChatGPT revealed something important. AI was no longer confined to laboratories. It had become consumer technology. And when technologies become consumer products, adoption can happen incredibly fast. Faster than radio. Faster than television. Faster than the internet itself. The race had begun. The real battle isn't chatbots. Most headlines focus on AI assistants. But the real competition runs much deeper. The true battle is over infrastructure. Who controls computing power, data models, distribution platforms, developer ecosystems? Because AI requires enormous resources. Massive data centers. Specialized chips. Advanced research teams. Global cloud infrastructure. Only a handful of organizations possess these capabilities, which means power is concentrating. Again, just as it did during previous technological revolutions. The companies building AI are not simply creating products. They are constructing the next layer of civilization's operating system. The workforce is entering a new era. Every technological revolution changes labor. Agriculture changed labor. Industrialization changed labor. Computers changed labor. And AI may transform labor once again. Not because every job disappears, but because every job changes. Tasks once considered uniquely human are becoming automated. Writing, research, analysis, design, programming, customer support, administrative work. The question is no longer whether AI will affect work. The question is how quickly. History suggests a pattern. Technology rarely removes all employment, but it often redistributes opportunity. Some industries shrink. Others emerge. New skills become valuable. Old advantages disappear. And those transitions can be painful. The dark side of AI. Every powerful technology creates risks. And AI is no exception. Because systems optimized for efficiency do not automatically optimize for humanity. Concerns continue growing around: misinformation, deepfakes, surveillance, privacy, manipulation, bias, concentration of power. For the first time, machines can generate convincing text, convincing voices, convincing images, convincing videos at massive scale, which means trust itself becomes harder to maintain. If information can be manufactured infinitely, how do societies determine what is real? That question may define the coming decades. The hidden system is already here. The biggest misconception about AI is that it belongs to the future. It doesn't. It belongs to the present. AI already influences finance, healthcare, education, logistics, entertainment, marketing, government, defense. Millions of decisions occur every day through systems most people never see. Invisible recommendations, invisible rankings, invisible predictions, invisible optimizations. The technology is becoming embedded into everyday life, quietly, gradually, systematically, just like electricity, just like the internet, until eventually it becomes impossible to imagine society without it. The final question. The hidden system of AI is not simply about machines becoming smarter. It is about power becoming more concentrated, decisions becoming more automated, predictions becoming more accurate, human behavior becoming increasingly measurable, and the organizations controlling these systems gaining unprecedented influence. The winners of the AI era may not be those who use AI, but those who own the infrastructure behind it. Because throughout history, the greatest fortunes were rarely built on products. They were built on systems, railroads, electricity, telecommunications, the internet, and now, artificial intelligence. The question is no longer whether AI will reshape society. The question is who will control the system doing the reshaping. Because AI is not merely another technology. It is rapidly becoming the hidden operating system of modern civilization. And most people still don't realize it's already running. Subscribe to Wealth OS for more documentaries on wealth, power, media psychology, creator empires, AI, and the hidden systems shaping modern culture.